Welcome to today's YouTube video, where you will be learning Hashcat the easy way. Now let's just get on with the video. First, you need to install Hashcat. It depends on what Linux distro you're on, or if you're on a Linux distro, but I'm on Fedora, so I would run sudo dnf install Hashcat. However, I already have it installed, so that doesn't really matter. Now, there's the order of Hashcat. First, you have the mode, which you will specify by the -m flag. Now, there's a bunch of different modes, so I'm not going to go over all 450 plus of them, or however many. In this video, I'm only going to be using mode 0, which is for MD5 hashes, which are very popular with capture the flags and stuff like that. Second is the attack mode, which you'll specify with -a. Now, the attack mode, they're kind of complicated, so I'll just give you an example. So first of all, we're going to check out attack mode 0 first. So we're going to go in here, and we have the hash.txt and the wordlist.txt. So attack mode 0 is for basic dictionary attacks. It's actually kind of easy once you learn it, so let's just figure this out. First, you're going to specify that you want to use Hashcat. Then you're going to use the mode flag to specify that you want it to crack an MD5 hash. Then you're going to specify the attack mode with -a. Since this is attack mode 0, we're going to be using attack mode 0 as well. Then you are going to specify the hash, which will be hash.txt, and then you specify the word list, which will be wordlist.txt. Now, you might be thinking, well, this is a lot to memorize, and it kind of is, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. You just have to remember the order. Mode, attack, mode, hash, and then word list, which it's kind of complicated but easy once you learn it. So now, once we run this command, it'll go through all of the hashes, or no, all of the words in the word list to try to crack the hash. So once we just click run, it'll start running, and it'll initialize and all that fun stuff. And there we go. The status says right here that it has been cracked. So the annoying thing is, whenever you run Hashcat commands, you always have to go wherever the heck they end up going, which oftentimes ends up being a pain in the butt to get to. In this case, they are all the way somewhere in here in this hashcat.pop file. So we could just cat the hashcat.pop file and figure out the password was 123456. Pretty easy. But it can get annoying going in between like the pop file and the directory where your word lists and stuff are. So that's why Hashcat has the --show flag. So if we go back to our Hashcat thing, in here we have all of our attack modes. Anyway, that was attack mode 0. Kind of easy once you memorize the order of everything, but it can take some getting used to. Anyway, remember, attack mode 0 is dictionary attack. Next we have attack mode 1. Now, in here we have a hash.txt, a wordlist1.txt, and a wordlist2.txt. Now I know you're thinking, wait, why do you need 2 word lists? Well, that's what attack mode 1 is. It basically takes the word that is in wordlist1.txt and the word that is in wordlist2.txt, and it combines them into one word, and then it tests them against the hash. So it's actually pretty similar to the dictionary attack for mode 0, but you just specify 2 word lists at the end. So you type out Hashcat, then you specify the mode, which will be 1. Wait, no, it'll be 0 for the MD5 hash. Then we have the attack mode, which will be 1 for attack mode 1. And then we will have the hash, which will be the hash.txt. And then we have the word lists, which will be wordlist1.txt. And then we have wordlist2.txt. So once we run this, it'll basically take what is in wordlist1.txt. For example, in wordlist1.txt, we have the word pass, P-A-S-S. But then in wordlist2, we have the word word. So when you combine them together, it makes the word password. So as you can see here, it got it pretty quickly. The status is cracked, and I forgot to run the --show flag. So if we want, we can just go back to that local share. Well, if I can get it right, local share Hashcat And then in here we have our hashcat.pop file, which still has everything that we need. Anyway, as you can see, that hash was password because it took pass and word and put them together to make the word password. So anyway, keep in mind that if you don't want to switch between directories, you can use the -- show flag. I just kind of forgot. So anyway, now we can go back to our directory. And yeah, that's kind of attack mode 1. It just combines whatever in the first word list you have and the second word list you have, and it puts them into one word. Now, then it skips attack mode 2 for some reason, and then you have attack mode 3. So, alright, now we are in attack mode 3. This is the classic brute force or mask attack mode. First of all, it basically is the same as the word list dictionary type attack, but without a word list. So you'll just run hashcat, and then you will specify the mode with -m, which will be 0, the attack mode, which will be 3, the hash, which will be hash.txt, and there's no word list. So if you wanted to run every single combination humanly possible without any narrowing it down at all, you would just run this command. But that would take forever. So that's why there's mask mode. For example, if you know not absolutely, but if you know, for example, that the password is 5 letters long or 10 letters long or however it works, then that's what mask mode is for. There's special things you can use for mask mode. For example, $L specifies that the first letter is going to be lowercase. $U specifies that the second letter, for example, is going to be uppercase. $D is for digits or numbers. $S is for special characters like the exclamation mark or the $sign. And $A is for all characters, all uppercase, lowercase letters, all special characters, all numbers, everything. So, for example, if I were to run this, then it would guess the hash with the first letter being lowercase, the second letter being uppercase, the third character being a number, the fourth character being a special character, and the fifth character being anything, which I've made this hash especially to show you all of these modes, so most likely you're never going to run this command. But as you can see, it finished, so now we can do that except -- show to show what's in the pop file, and there it is right there. It's UN0%A. So we have the lowercase, which is the lowercase u, the uppercase, which is the uppercase n, the digit, which is the 0, the special character, which is the %, and any character, which is the A. So as you can see, there it is right there. Now that we've done that, it's time for our last two special attack modes. We have attack mode 6 for our first. And here, it's basically just like the mask attack combined with the dictionary attack. Specifically for attack mode 6, it's the word list and then the mask. So for example, if we run a hashcat -m for mode 0, then -attack mode will be 6, and then we specify our hash, and then we specify our word list, and then since the mask is going to be at the end, we would specify what we want to do for our mask. For example, right now this is going to try this command, since it's attack mode 6, is going to try every word in wordlist.txt with all the special characters at the end on hash.txt. So if we were to run this, it's going to check every special character at the end of all the words on wordlist.txt. So we can click run, and boom, that was fast. As you can see, status is cracked. So now we can just do that --show, and there we go. It's password exclamation mark. Pretty easy. It's basically a word list and mask attack combined. So yeah, now for attack mode 7. Now we have attack mode 7, which is basically the same as attack mode 6, but instead of having the mask after the word list, it'll have the mask before the word list. So it's pretty similar. The only difference is the mode and then the order you put the hash in the mask. So you'll just run hashcat-m mode 0, attack mode, which will be 7 since we're in attack mode 7. The hash will be hash.txt. The word list will be word list. What just happened? Alright, wordlist.txt. That's weird. Okay, it'll be hash.txt, wordlist.txt, even though it'll actually be before. So instead of putting the wordlist.txt before, you'll put the question mark special character. Keep in mind, it can still be the exact same as the mask before. It can be question mark A for all, question mark S for special, question mark D for numbers, question mark U for uppercase, and question mark L for lowercase. I'm just going to run it this way. So now you run it, it's starting, and once it finishes, it should have cracked the hash. Alright, as you can see here, the status is cracked. That means it's cracked it. So we can just run that with the -- show flag. And there we go. It is !password. Now, honestly, that's really all you need to know for Hashcat. That's basically everything. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a few special things you can do with it that I haven't covered. But once you learn this, you basically know what to do with Hashcat. So, good luck. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.